So today I wanted to talk about how to know if you're listening to the inner teacher or the Holy Spirit or whatever name you want to call it. Because I think the ego has a real tendency to overcomplicate things. So we can think that listening to the Holy Spirit or the inner teacher is hearing some divine voice speak to us or see some divine form in front of us guiding us and teaching us, which, for some people it might be, but generally speaking, it's actually quite a subtle voice. And it kind of comes to you in flashes of inspiration. So I come from a music background, so my career in the world is a musician and a composer. And music really trained me in this because it really is the same thing. So, you'll be trying to come up with an idea, you'll be playing all these different things, and then all of a sudden you play this melody or you sing this verse or whatever it might be, and you just know, you're like, oh, that's it. And you get this feeling and it's a feeling that it didn't come from you, that it came from somewhere else and you've just received it. But we really do all have those moments in life all of the time. And you might be talking to someone about a movie and you can't remember the name of the actor, and you'll be racking your brain, and then you'll kind of just go on with the conversation, and 5 minutes later you're like, that's it, I got it, I remember. That's that inner teacher, that's that inspiration. Or maybe you've lost your keys and you're looking around everywhere and you can't find them, and then you kind of just drop it for a bit, and then all of a sudden you're like, you get this feeling you need to go and look in a certain place, and there they are. And we all have examples of this happening all of the time. So we're all quite used to those flashes of inspiration. It's just when it comes to spirituality, we don't trust it because it seems too ordinary. And then we judge ourselves against somebody who hears that voice in the form of Jesus or sees that voice in form or whatever the case may be. But it really is quite natural for us to hear that voice. And there's really nothing that you need to attain in order to hear it. It's just a skill like anything else, and learning to listen to that and receive that inspiration and trusting it. And the more you do that, the easier it becomes. Yeah, and just like as an example, just from my life, so before reading A Course in Miracles, I'd been on this path for years and years and years. And I'd already learnt to listen to that inner teacher and recognized it. Maybe it was a little bit easier for me because I was used to it already from music. But I'd learnt to listen to that inner teacher, and I'd learnt during challenging situations and experiences, asking that inner teacher, what are you trying to show me? What is it that I need to learn from this? And so I'd learnt from doing that I had projected my own experience, that I was the cause for it all, and that other people weren't the problem, that it was all me. And the more I listened to that voice and followed its guidance, the more I started to recognize that voice as Jesus, which was quite difficult for me because I didn't come from a religious background at all. So really I was learning forgiveness, but I didn't have a name for it back then. And I was definitely quite clumsy at it. But what always seemed to be the case for me was that I would learn something first on my own, and then I would find a book that clarified everything that I'd just learned and really solidify my learning. And I've always found that really annoying. Like, why couldn't I just get the book and the learning first? Why did I have to go through all of these tough experiences? But the process is different for all of us, and we all have our own journey and our own best way of learning, which our inner teacher knows. And for me, it was the school of hard knocks. And maybe had I found A Course in Miracles sooner, I wouldn't have had to go through all of those hard knocks. But regardless, the destination is still always the same. And when I finally did find A Course in Miracles, I was like, wow, because it kind of confirmed what I'd already come to the conclusion of. And it showed me that I was on the right path. And because I'd kind of clumsily came to that conclusion, it really clarified and expanded upon what I'd already learned. And so my point in saying all of this is that if you're sincere on your path and really learning to listen to your inner teacher, then you will be guided. And I mean, before A Course in Miracles, the knowledge of how we came to be in the world wasn't really available. And maybe that's for a reason, because the world wasn't ready back then. And for those that were, the inner teacher was there ready to take them the rest of the way. Because I mean, obviously people became enlightened before A Course in Miracles was around. And that's because once you realize that you are one with God and you are working with your inner teacher, that knowledge becomes available to you. There's nothing that's hidden from you. The point I'm trying to make is that A Course in Miracles is an absolutely beautiful, amazing book. And it's definitely the most complete teaching available at this point in time. But I've also seen a lot of people who use A Course in Miracles to bolster their egos rather than free themselves from it. So I just want you to remember that it's not about a book or a course. That the book is just a tool to help you become more and more aware of your inner teacher and ultimately to forgive the illusion of the world. And it's easy to revere a book because it comes from Jesus. But by doing that, you're kind of doing what religion has always done, which is place divinity outside of yourself. You're replacing divinity in the book, in the course, instead of realizing that divinity is within you. So Jesus, or whatever name or symbol you wish to use, is inside you, not inside a book. And it makes no difference if you can quote the entire Course in Miracles by memory, or if you can't remember a single passage. The only thing that matters is learning to forgive the illusion of the world in every single moment, to take complete responsibility for your projection, and to find your way home.